There is a hill in the heart of England whose summit is neither rounded nor pointed, but strangely flat, as though its top had been sliced clean away. It looks as if someone, or something, cut its head clean off. According to legend, that is exactly what happened here. Something was slain upon this hill, and its blood stained the white chalk beneath our feet. But whose blood was it? Today, joined by Horka and Csuda, our two curious Mudi dogs, we set out to uncover the answer. We are standing on Whitehorse Hill, in the green heart of Oxfordshire, a ridge that has guarded myths, traditions, and the occasional strange sighting for thousands of years. At its summit stands an Iron Age hill fort. On its slope, an ancient chalk horse carved into the hillside, and below them lies something even stranger, a flat-topped hill which, according to legend, witnessed one of England's most famous battles between life and death. This is Dragon Hill, the hill where a dragon's blood was said to fall. The landscape of Uffington Hill is a remarkable blend of history, symbolism, and ancient purpose. It is far more than just another hill. Rising above the surrounding countryside, it feels elevated, not only in height, but in meaning. Taken as a whole, it reveals a sacred landscape where pathways, earthworks, and ancient symbols seem to speak to one another across the centuries. Here runs the ancient Ridgeway, a trackway thousands of years old and one of the oldest roads in Europe. For countless generations, people traveled this ridge to gatherings, ceremonies, and sacred events. Nearby stands Uffington Castle, an Iron Age hill fort with more than 2,500 years of history. This was not a place to live, but a place to ascend to, a setting for rituals, meetings, and communal life. And carved into the hillside below lies the iconic Uffington White Horse, a stylized chalk figure at least 3,000 years old. Dragon Hill, however, is a curious exception, standing apart even within this remarkable landscape. Its summit was deliberately flattened in prehistoric times, perhaps to create a platform for sun worship or fertility rituals. At its center, the hill's natural chalk core breaks through the surface as a bare patch, where neither grass nor any other vegetation has ever managed to take root. According to medieval legend, this was the site of St. George's final battle, the place where England's patron saint slew the dragon. As the dying beast's blood fell upon the hill, the ground where it landed became barren forever. The mark remains visible to this day. This is the dragon's scar of Dragon Hill. Some traditions suggest the hill was sacred long before the legend of St. George. According to later Druidic beliefs, this was a gateway to the underworld, where the exposed chalk core formed a thin boundary between life and death. Some believe animals were sacrificed here, and perhaps, on occasion, people as well. Many followers of the New Age movement believe that unusual energies flow beneath the hill. Those who believe in ley lines claim that Dragon Hill stands above an ancient crossing point of invisible earth energies. Some walk barefoot around the summit, hoping to receive visions, dreams, or messages from the spirit of the land. Meditation, drumming ceremonies, and vision quests are still common here today, especially around the spring equinox and the summer solstice. Energy lines, gateways to other worlds, ancient earth powers, whatever the explanation may be, Dragon Hill is certainly no ordinary hill. For decades, visitors have reported strange and unexplained phenomena here. Since the 1970s, witnesses have described floating balls of light, unidentified objects moving above the ridge, sometimes accompanied by a faint humming sound. Others claim to have lost track of time. What felt like a short walk near the hill seemed to last for hours, a phenomenon often referred to in paranormal folklore as a time slip. Some Celtic traditions even describe Dragon Hill as a dream gateway, a place where the boundary between worlds grows thin. According to these beliefs, people could pass into the other world through dreams, entering a realm where time and space followed different rules. Modern spiritual visitors tell remarkably similar stories, reporting vivid dreamlike visions, strange sounds, unexplained buzzing, and at times an almost oppressive silence settling over the hill.
What are you drinking?
Dragon's blood. It will make me strong as an ox.
Wow, really? Save some for me. I want to be strong too. Are you finished yet?
Give it a minute, youngster. I can already feel it flowing through my veins.
He drinks as much as a hydroelectric power station.
Right, I'm done. The rest is yours.
Finally. Hey, it's empty. Completely empty. You didn't leave a single drop. What are you, a sponge?
But let us return to the most important question. Who was St. George, and did he ever set foot on this hill at all? The historical St. George was most likely a Roman soldier of Eastern origin who lived during the late 3rd or early 4th century. He was probably born in Asia Minor, in what is now modern Turkey, embraced the Christian faith, and was executed during the persecutions of Emperor Diocletian, somewhere near the Holy Land. He never came to England, and he never fought a dragon. At least not in the literal sense.
I am St. George. Defend yourself, dragon.
Oh, give it a rest. I can barely move. Horky porky.
Here in England, it was not the historical man who was adopted, but the symbol he came to represent. For the slaying of the beast was always more than a battle. It was a story about overcoming chaos, confronting the unknown, and replacing the old order with the new. And if we dig a little deeper, we find the same story repeated again and again. The Greeks had Perseus, India had Indra, Mesopotamia had Marduk, in the north there was Sigurd, and in Japan, Susanoo. Different names, different cultures, the same ancient story. The dragon took many forms, but it always met the same fate, defeat at the hands of a hero. Because the dragon slayer was never just a man, it was a role, passed from age to age, from one culture to the next. And here in England, that role came to bear the name of St. George. Perhaps that is why he eventually became the nation's patron saint.
Finally asleep. Rick, let's sneak off.
Come on, let's herd those sheep down there.
Oh, she's awake. I taught him not to wander off, but he wouldn't listen.
Dragon Hill provided the perfect setting for such a story. To many ancient cultures, hills were not simply features of the landscape. They were living beings. Their summits were their heads. The artificially flattened, beheaded summit of Dragon Hill marks a deliberate intervention in the natural order of the land. Precisely the kind of disruption later embodied by the dragon itself. Here the dragon is not merely a beast, it is the power of the landscape given a face and a story. And the bare chalk patch that never grows green, the dragon's wound, only reinforces that memory. It was not the knight who made the hill sacred. The hill chose the knight. The myths, legends, and paranormal stories surrounding Dragon Hill form one of the richest strands of English folklore. Although the hill itself has prehistoric origins, layer upon layer of belief has accumulated here over the centuries, blending pagan traditions, Christian symbolism, and modern spiritual interpretations into a single landscape. The tale of the dragon-slaying knight exists in countless forms. Sometimes the dragon lived in Egypt, sometimes in Libya, sometimes in Cappadocia, and sometimes, as here beneath Uffington Hill, it lived in England. Because myths are not tied to places. Wherever fear takes root, a dragon is never far away, and wherever a dragon appears, a St. George is sure to follow.
Horka, I can feel the energy too. It's coming up through my pores, tingling.
Well, if you call those nettles you are standing in allergy, that's fair enough.
No, it's different. My legs are shaking too. And I think I'm about to breathe fire.
Perhaps you shouldn't have left that chili kebab off the kitchen counter before we left. Hehe, that one bites twice.
Oh no!